It all started on a cold Monday morning when the glass doors of Fisher Dynamics, one of the biggest tech corporations in Germany, slid open, revealing a janitor who had become an unspoken part of everyone's day. His name was Ravi, a quiet, middle-aged immigrant who worked the night shift cleaning the CEO's office. Few ever noticed him, but those who did said he moved differently. Calm, deliberate, like a man who had lived many lives before this one. That morning, Clara Fisher, the company's 32-year-old billionaire CEO, was pacing in her office, visibly frustrated. She was known across Europe for her unmatched intelligence, a master's in economics from Heidelberg, and a sharp, almost intimidating wit. But lately, she'd been losing control of her empire, her investors were pressuring her, and her staff whispered that she'd lost her spark. To distract herself, she decided to challenge her board members to something unusual, a game of German chess, a more complex and strategic variant of traditional chess popular among intellectual elites in Berlin. But when no one dared to play against her, they all feared embarrassing her or being embarrassed. She sighed and said aloud, half joking, half angry, "Is there anyone in this building who can give me a real challenge?" A voice came from the corner. "If you don't mind, ma'am, I can play." She turned, frowning. It was the janitor, Ravi, holding a mop and a quiet smile. For a moment, she thought he was joking. You play German chess?" Ravi nodded gently. "It's been many years, but yes. I used to play." The entire office froze. The room fell silent as the billionaire CEO and the janitor faced each other. Clara smirked. "All right then," she said, motioning him to the sleek glass chessboard on her desk. "If you beat me, I'll double your salary. But if I win, you'll clean my office for a month without pay." He simply smiled. "Deal." The first few moves went fast. Clara was aggressive, confident. She wanted to humiliate him quickly, to remind everyone of her dominance. But within minutes, Ravi began to counter her every move with precision. His strategy was calm, patient, almost poetic. The watching employees leaned in, whispering. Clara's confident smirk began to fade. "Who are you?" she asked softly, realizing she was losing. Ravi didn't look up. "Someone who learned that you can't win every battle by force, ma'am." 20 minutes later, her king was cornered. Checkmate. The room erupted in murmurs. Clara sat still, staring at the board, shocked, but intrigued. No one had ever beaten her, not even professional players she had practiced against in her youth. She stood up slowly and extended her hand. "You win. But now you owe me a story." Over coffee, something she never did with employees, let alone janitors, Ravi told her the truth. He was once a national chess champion in India, the youngest to represent his state, destined for greatness. But life had taken a cruel turn, his wife fell ill, and he sold everything to pay for her treatment. After losing her, he moved to Germany for a fresh start, taking any job he could to survive. "Chess used to be my world," he said quietly, "but when you lose the person who believed in your dreams, even victory feels hollow." Clara sat in silence. For the first time in years, she felt humbled, not by competition, but by humanity. She saw herself in him, someone who had built walls to hide pain, someone who had forgotten why they once dreamed. A week later, she called Ravi into her office again. He walked in nervously, holding his cap in his hands. But instead of a mop, there was a laptop waiting for him, and an offer letter. "I've created a new program," she said softly. "It's called Mind Masters, a mentorship for underprivileged kids who have a gift for strategy and learning. I want you to lead it. Teach them chess, discipline, patience, the things you know best." His eyes widened, glistening with disbelief. "Ma'am, I don't know what to say." "Say yes," she said with a rare smile. "Because you reminded me what true intelligence looks like, humility." Months passed, and Mind Masters grew beyond anyone's imagination. Videos of Ravi teaching children from struggling backgrounds went viral. His calm, fatherly presence and wisdom inspired millions. The story of the janitor who beat a billionaire CEO became a symbol of hope, proving that titles don't define intelligence, perseverance does. Clara often visited the classes, watching the children play with fierce focus. One day, a journalist asked her, "Why did you trust a janitor with such an important role?" She smiled. "Because he didn't just beat me at chess. He taught me to play life better." And that's how one humble man, unseen by most, reminded the world that greatness doesn't wear a suit or a title. Sometimes, it wears a janitor's uniform and carries a quiet heart full of wisdom. So if you're watching this right now, remember, never underestimate yourself or others based on where you stand today. Life has its way of turning pawns into kings, if you keep moving forward, one square at a time. Right finger if this story moved you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe, because more true and emotional stories like this are coming, and you don't want to miss them.